In the 5th century, India was ruled by the mighty Samudragupta of the Ujjain Empire in Malwa. He had 4 queens, each from a different lineage. His eldest son was Bhartrihari, the elder brother of the legendary king Vikramaditya. Bhartrihari, a name of great renown in Indian literature and philosophy, decided to renounce worldly life and seek spiritual truths. He lived as a yogi in Ujjain until his death. Before embracing renunciation, he had married and enjoyed the pleasures of royal life for some time. One day, a revered yogi visited his palace. Bhartrihari welcomed him, offered every hospitality, and served him with devotion. Before leaving, the yogi handed Bhartrihari a mango and said, "Whoever eats this will live forever, free from aging and decay." After the yogi departed, Bhartrihari thought, "I should give this to my beloved wife. She is beautiful and virtuous, but time will bring her old age and death. If she dies while I live, what will life mean? She must have this mango, so she may live forever." With the divine mango in hand, he approached his wife. Seeing him, she smiled and said, "Your face shines today. Is there some joyful news?" Bhartrihari replied, "Yes, a yogi came and granted me a rare boon." The queen looked at the mango in wonder. "It looks like an ordinary fruit. How can it be so precious?" Bhartrihari said, "This is no ordinary fruit. Whoever eats it will live forever, untouched by old age." She gasped in disbelief. "Forever?" He held her hands lovingly and said, "Yes, I first thought of keeping it for myself, but you are my everything. I cannot bear to see you age or die. That is why I give this divine mango to you. You must live forever." Tears filled her eyes as she looked at him. "You are my life. Your love is the greatest blessing I could ever receive. Yet your thoughtfulness fills my heart." She took the mango and said, "I will bathe and purify myself before consuming this divine gift." Bhartrihari embraced her lovingly and left, content. Later, she bathed and returned. Holding the mango, a new thought crossed her mind. Smiling subtly, she called her trusted maid and whispered, "Bring our stable boy here, quietly, without anyone knowing." The maid bowed and went. Soon, the stable boy entered the palace discreetly. The queen whispered lovingly, covering his mouth, "The king must not know. You are my life. I cannot live without you. Today, a marvelous thing has come into my hands." She showed him the mango. "This is no ordinary fruit. Whoever eats it will live forever. My husband gave it to me, but I want you to be the one to live eternally." The stable boy's eyes filled with wonder and joy. "Lady, I never imagined you could love me so. You are my world. But deceiving the king like this?" The queen smiled and said, "My husband is duty, a bond only. You are my life. Without you, I cannot live." She handed him the mango. Overjoyed, he said, "Lady, I will always be yours. Even my life I offer to you in honor of this divine fruit." Their secret love blossomed, the divine mango symbolizing their bond. "I will bathe and purify myself before eating this sacred fruit," he said, and left with the mango. Walking quietly through the palace, he reached the quarters where his wife, a servant of Bhartrihari's palace, drew water. He handed her the mango. The woman looked surprised. "What are you hiding in your hand?" He said, "The queen gave me this. It will make the one who eats it live forever, untouched by age." She looked at him astonished. "Forever? How can that be?" He held her hand and said, "Yes, dear, I cannot live without you. Therefore this divine fruit is for you. You must live forever." The woman accepted the mango. "I receive this as a token of your love." The stable boy smiled and left to return home. Meanwhile, Bhartrihari, walking outside, noticed the woman carrying the mango. Seeing it in her hands, he realized it was the same mango the yogi had given him to give his wife. He asked her, "Where did you get this mango?" She replied, "My husband gave it to me." Bhartrihari said nothing further, letting her go. Later, he summoned the stable boy to the palace. Though the boy first told lies, under Bhartrihari's insistence, he confessed the truth. Bhartrihari was deeply saddened. How unfortunate! The one I loved and trusted gave it to this lowly servant instead, he thought. He sent the stable boy away and went to his chamber, reflecting silently. The maid, seeing the events unfold, informed the queen. Frightened of severe punishment or disgrace, she decided to act quickly. She prepared a poisoned meal and offered it to Bhartrihari. "Eat this while it's fresh," she said, and handed it to him. Bhartrihari, taking the food, realized, "She intends to kill me. It is best to leave this life and her behind." He walked out of the palace, and at that moment, fire broke out, consuming the palace and everything within. Afterwards, Bhartrihari embraced renunciation and lived the rest of his life as a yogi, detached from worldly ties. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and support the channel. And for those who haven't yet subscribed, don't forget to subscribe to your own Bhavati.